So, sticking with you, Isaac, unfortunately, your doggies went down to the Panthers by 2 points in probably one of the games of the season, though. So, you got that on your back. So, that's only 2 of their last 4. So, what do you think their major issues are there?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, want to say what an amazing game. Would have been better if we won, but, I've had a few days to recover from that. So, Dogs have only won 2 of their last 4, which is very Bulldogs-like in 2025. Obviously, before for the last 4 matches, they'd only lost 1 game, and that was to Brisbane in awful, weather conditions. They've since gone on to lose to Panthers and the Dolphins, who are both, to their respect, flying at the moment. But, look, I think what we're seeing from the Bulldogs is potentially a peak way too early in the season. We've seen the side kind of come out firing in the opening kind of 2 months of the year and really hand it to these sides. And now we're kind of seeing them slowly unravel. Obviously, they're losing players to Origin and some players are fatigued. And now they've introduced Lachie Galvin into this side, which I think is a major talking point over the weekend because they brought him in and the game kind of changed a little bit. So I think we're seeing potentially the Dogs soar too high too early. Any major issues? I don't think so. I think that this is a case of needing just a simple reset and a restructure of the plan. You've obviously got the pieces there to put together a premiership winning side. But above all, what I really think this loss comes down to is not so much what the Bulldogs didn't do, but what the Panthers did do. I think we're seeing the Panthers now return to form. And I said that after they beat the Warriors recently at home. At Warriors home. Panthers are now returning back to what we know them to be. And for this game to finish 8-6 just goes to show, both sides are kind of on the same level when they're both at their best. Obviously, the Panthers' sole try came off just a piece of brilliance by Nathan Cleary. A piece of brilliance from Nathan Cleary with that charge down, Darren. But when I see this kind of win from the Panthers and a loss by the Bulldogs, I don't so much see major issues as I do simply a case of 2 premiership heavyweights going at it and the side with premiership pedigree essentially taking the win.
I agree. The DNA of Penrith is back. They've won 4 in a row, Lee, and they're going to win 9 in a row. I'd like you to tell me which of these next 5 games Penrith are going to lose. They've got the Eels, the Bunnies, the Tigers, the Titans, and the Knights in the next 5. Then they get a pretty tricky 3-week block against the Storm, the Raiders, and then a return match against the Bulldogs. But they're not losing any of those next 5, are they?
The only place Penrith will lose any of those next 5 is on the new game that's coming out for the PlayStation, I think, Rugby League Live. I'm not earning any money from those. I will say this. I don't think they played on Thursday with their usual width with the ball. I don't think Cleary's playing that well, I'll be honest. I've seen him do more and more hit-ups lately like a front rower. He'll be wearing the 8 or 10 soon. I think he's got some genuine mental bugs in terms of his game, and he's actually decided he just wants to run quite a bit. He's done a few runs in the last few weeks where he's literally just carted the ball up like a front rower. So I think that he's going to be interesting what happens over the next couple of weeks vis-a-vis Origin with him and Penrith's development. Going back to the Dogs, they've had a couple of losses since Galvin arrived. Now, we all wanted to blame DCE for Manly's woes, the DCE decision or non-decision. Well, surely we need to be talking about has Galvin upset the rhythm of that squad, because Sexton's playing really well. He set up the try for Bulldogs that they scored, doing everything you want a half to do. A lot of people commented on the quality of the defence in the game, and whenever I hear that, I look at the quality of the attack first. I thought some of the passing from the Dogs was slow at times, actually. Not all the time. But they had plenty of fast play the balls. They're still getting the goal forward, but they weren't capitalising on it. And Penrith, like I said, not playing to their usual width, playing within the tram lines on the field. So I actually think both teams played within themselves a little bit when they attacked in that game because they were so keen to win it. and that's why it came back with a finals intensity label. So both teams have actually got quite a lot of improvement in them, Phoenix, going forward. And I think there's big questions to ask at the Dogs at the moment, or certainly pending anyway. They're by no means in crisis. They're by no means done the wrong thing. But this Galvin signing is not seamless.
Yeah, I think it's still going to take a few more weeks to settle. And Lee, as always, loving your work against bringing up the Cleary stuff. You caused a little bit of controversy on our social media last week. But again, a lot to play out.